A $70 game that runs like this and looks like this? Credit card, I choose you! This is Hazel and welcome to another video. Were you excited for Legends EA? Were you satisfied? Today I'll be going over what I truly believe could have saved this game and the unfortunate truth of the Gen 10 leaks. Please subscribe for more content in the future. To start us off, what's actually wrong with Legends EA? This will give us a current baseline for the Pokemon franchise and see where Gen 10 could take us. I'll also dabble a little bit into Scarlet and Violet, of course. Let's do a compliment sandwich. First you say something good, then things that could be improved on, and then something good to end it off again. First off, I think the texturing has come a long way. Starting with Scarlet and Violet, these textures look a million times better and fit the overall style of the game nicely. The lighting is nice, and I like the increased attention to detail as it pertains to the Pokemon themselves and trainers, actually. Pokemon always does human designs right. Most of this is for the Pokemon themselves. But here's the bad news. If cities have 1 million fans, I am one of them. If they have 100, I'm still one. If they have 10, there I am. If it is 1, it is literally only me. And if there are no fans of cities of Pokemon games, I must be dead and buried. That's how serious I am about these things. I believe wholeheartedly cities and towns are just as important as wild areas are, if not more so. All of the small dialogue between trainer and random civilian is precious. It tells you more about the world. Breaking and entering into houses is fun. That's why we get Easter eggs and fun hidden lore and things. And that's the main thing I think they could have changed. What would have saved Legends EA is just more world building. What could save this game? What would really fix this game is adding back the life they showed us. The entire game is localized to one town, and yet in nearly every shot the buildings have the most bare bones texture and little to no modeling outside of the base cube. They may be stretched a little. There are so many facades, it looks like a cheap movie set. I'm not gonna lie, there is no chance that we got to walk through even 30% of these buildings, let alone see more than 20 NPCs walking around at once. In this large city, mind you. And look, before people comment, if you're going to have your game set in a city, you need to be sure that you can handle it. I know this is way different, it's on PC, but like look at Baldur's Gate 3. Final Act, they knew they could handle a city, so they put it in. If you can't handle a city, don't make your game based on a city. I wish we would be able to see bustling streets and cozy houses full of people wondering why we're rummaging through their trash cans looking for soda. There are so few signs of life, I find myself wondering, did they all go on holiday during the renovations, or were they just nuked? There was so much potential, especially since this choice would effectively limit the playable area, and you then could have more room to flesh out this one city to the max. But if you're watching this, I probably don't have to tell you that they didn't. And if you've never played Legends EA, maybe that's part of the reason why? Let me know in the comments. To say my disappointment was immeasurable and my day was ruined would be an understatement. I find it insulting, actually. I'm going to school for 3D in the entertainment industry. It's actually not that hard to add a little more geometry to these buildings. If we can get stuff like this from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 a whole 5 years earlier on the Switch, then surely the most lucrative franchise of all time could do something even remotely similar. Flat textures. Really? But my main issue is that we have these fantastical Pokemon with crazy abilities, but the city isn't made for them. Usually architecture has a particular reason for its existence. I'm looking at you, Lumio City benches, but this architecture feels very uninspired. In a proper design class, we're taught to think about what the function is that we're making the thing for. Maybe there could be Pokemon perches for birds, or different sized doors for small and large Pokemon, or different materials used based on typing, like, you know, flame retardant stuff for fire-type Pokemon. The basic architecture is also pretty uninspired, especially for Rant. You can argue that that's the point of the game. The story is that the Quasartico are redeveloping Lumio City in order to make it habitable for both humans and Pokemon, but I just don't see any true evidence of that in this game. They could have made it more like The Sims or a city builder in some aspects. Maybe very light aspects, I know that's aspirational, but still. Also, do away with the wild zone thing. Catching Pokemon in this game is like a kid throwing a net in a zoo. Not exactly the flex we think it is. I'm in love with Mega Evolutions. I think it was a very good choice, especially to freshen up some older and maybe less loved Pokemon. And that was my compliment. I can add another one. Okay, a good thing to sandwich. Ah, yes, the battling. It's wonderful. I like the direction they took with the series, though I'm not sure about the real-time aspects of it yet, but the Royale thing and the overall aspects of battle are really, really cool. To sum this bit up, what would have saved Legends ZA? More attention to detail. Make the world feel alive and seamless. That's pretty much all you have to do. Make buildings you can go into, make sure the stuff you buy isn't just a big menu, allow the Pokemon to move freely throughout the city. Honestly, I don't think that's a lot to ask, trainers. What do you think about my brief, quote-unquote, analysis of Legends EA as we move into the next generation? Please like and subscribe if you made it this far, and let's talk Gen 10. So, what about Generation 10? Let me know your thoughts and comments below, especially as I get into this one. I'm more so going over my thoughts and not the leaks themselves. It's brand new, it's exciting, we're all at the edge of our seats to find out what comes next in the world of Pokemon. Here's my lukewarm take. Pokemon Wind and Waves is not going to look as good as we think it will, and the game will continue to be empty. I'm not a big graphics person, to be completely honest, I really don't care, but as long as it's stylized, you know? The island thing, super cool. The idea that we could surf around and dive into the depths of the ocean and have weather-based game mechanics, kind of like the Seasons mechanic of Black and White or diving in Ruby and Sapphire, would be so awesome. But I'm tired, trainers. I can't trust it until I really see it. I understand these leaks aren't really meant to be seen. They may even be false. But really, I bet we probably won't be able to surf across the oceans or glide in the skies. At best, we'll be given specific ride Pokemon like Miraidon or Koraidon, but I want to use my own Pokemon for once. There's something about the bond you share with adventuring with your own Pokemon that is more impactful, to me at least. But Centro Leaks, which is generally regarded as reputable, is saying that the map is utterly huge. Bigger isn't better. When we're given Lumio City as an example, or Mesagoza in Scarlet and Violet, bigger actually scares me. Bigger means emptier, especially with their history of having roughly optimized games and the buildings are just eye candy. And that's being generous. The game's been in development for only 2 years, and that's not enough time. Most games in general take way longer than that. The scooter hoverboard thing is awesome though. Ultimately, I want to see a heavy emphasis on exploration in all aspects, and I want the games to feel lived in and cared for. But hey, we'll see. I haven't actually bought Legends ZA, to be honest. It's just not worth it to me. All of my knowledge I have has come from research and watching parts of the ZA playthrough of Abdallah Smash, and the Gen 10 leaks were from Centro Leaks as well as a video done by Galarian Gold. I highly recommend it. Please go check their stuff out. I refused to buy Legends ZA actually, but the jury's still out for Pokemon Wind and Waves. Vote with your wallets, trainers.